Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to crochet the Bavarian Square. So if this is something you would like to learn how to crochet, then please keep watching. There are just a few tips that I would like to share before we start the actual tutorial. So the basic stitches you need to know before you start this project will be your single crochet stitch, your treble crochet stitch, your back post stitch and your cluster stitch. Okay, so when I say single crochet and treble crochet, these are your US term. So in the UK, that will be your double crochet and your double treble crochet stitches. Okay, so you need to be familiar with all these stitches. If you are not so familiar with them, that's all right. I have separate tutorials on these stitches as well. I will link them all in the description box below, so you can just have a look at them if you need to and then get back to this tutorial. Okay, so those are the basic stitches you need to know. And some other tips about this particular project is that we usually use different colors when we do the Bavarian project. We usually do it with at least 2 colors or more than 2. Okay, so that's up to you. I would suggest that you use at least 2 colors when you're doing your Bavarian square, so that the project sort of shows the pattern exactly. Okay, so that's just a suggestion. You can use more than 2 colors as well. You can sort of do different shades of a color. That's totally up to you how you want to do your project. Okay, another thing to notice is that this one square that you can see here, this maroon sort of stitch right here in the center, this is basically 2 rows of stitches. Okay, so each color is basically 2 rows of stitches. So again, this color here, this sort of light green color, this is again 2 rows of stitches. Okay, so each color consists of 2 rows of stitches. So we do 2 rows of stitches in one color. Okay, that's another thing. And also another thing to notice is that yes, this pattern is repetitive in the sense that it is alternating rows that are repetitive. Okay, what I mean by that is the first row, your row 1, will consist of cluster stitches. Okay, and then in your row 2 you will be having complete stitches. Then again in row 3 you'll be working cluster stitches, and row 4 you'll be working complete stitches, row 5 cluster, row 6 complete. So that's how it is alternating. Okay, so if that didn't make much sense to you, it will in a bit. So I guess that's it I want to share before we start the tutorial. So get your crochet hook ready and your yarn, and we are ready to begin our Bavarian square. So let's begin. In this tutorial, I'll be using a 4mm size crochet hook and the yarn corresponding to the size of my hook. You may use whichever crochet hook size is available to you. Just make sure that the yarn you use corresponds to your hook size. Okay, so before we actually begin with row 1, I would just like to show you the end result of our row. Okay, so this is how your project should look like after row 1. Okay, so pretty simple. It looks like a 4-petal flower, and this is just row 1. Okay, so this is the result we are hoping to get after we do our row 1. Okay, so let's begin. So first we need to make a slip knot. So you may make your slip knot whichever way you prefer. Okay, if you would like to learn how I made my slip knot, then I will leave links in the description box below and also on the right top corner here. So you may just click on the links and then review that tutorial and come back to this one. Okay, so once you've made your slip knot like so, now we're ready to make a foundation chain. So for this project, the Bavarian square, we need to make a foundation chain of 5. Okay, so to do that, the first thing you need to do is make sure that your crochet hook is facing up. Okay, so the hook side of your hook is facing you, is facing up, and all you got to do is go below your yarn like so, making 1 twist of yarn on your hook. Okay, pull your crochet hook down, which automatically grabs your yarn. Alright, and then all you're going to do is pull it all the way through. Okay, so that right there is chain 1. So you're going to do that 4 more times. So you're going to grab your yarn, pull down and pull through. Chain 2, chain 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so once you've made a chain of 5, now we're ready to convert this foundation chain into a foundation ring. Okay, so to do that, we need to do a slip stitch into the first chain right here. Okay, if you're not quite sure as to where your first chain is, all you got to do is count backwards from your hook. Alright, so when you're counting backwards from your hook, you're not going to count the loop on your hook. Okay, so you're not going to count this one. You're going to start counting from the one below. So you're going to start from here. So this one is chain 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so this chain space right here is where you're going to work your slip stitch. Okay, so to do a slip stitch, all you got to do is insert your hook right there. Okay, grab your yarn, pull through and pull through again. Okay, so that converts our chain into a foundation ring like so. Okay, so now the basic tips: when you're working your row 1 stitches, okay, all around, make sure that you're working the stitches into the center of the ring. So when you separate your yarn like so, you'll see there are 2 spaces opening up, one above and one below. So the largest space below, that is the center of the ring. Okay, so make sure you're not working your stitches into this space right here. That is just the chain space. Okay, so make sure you're working into the center of your ring, all the stitches that we're going to work in row 1. Okay, and another tip is that your loose end right here, okay, make sure that you're holding your loose end along with your ring like so, so that again when you're working your stitches around, your loose end sort of works into the stitches and you do not have to worry about sewing it in the end. Okay, so that saves a lot of trouble. So all you got to do is just hold the loose end along with your foundation ring. Okay, so all that said, now we are ready to start our row 1. So remember the shape that we're trying to get. We're trying to get this 4-petal look. Okay, so I'll just leave it here so that you have an idea. Okay, so first thing first, you're going to do a chain 1. Okay, so you're just going to do 1 chain. Okay, this one right here, and then you're going to work 1 single crochet into the center space that we spoke about. Okay, center of your ring. So when I say 1 single crochet, this is the US term. So in the UK, that will be your double crochet stitch. Okay, so to do that, all you got to do is insert your hook into the center, into the center space like so. Okay, you're going to grab your yarn, pull through, making 2 loops on your hook, and then you're going to grab your yarn and pull through both the loops. So that is 1 single crochet right there. Okay, into the center of your ring. Okay, now you're going to do your first petal. Right now, this is 4 treble crochet cluster. Okay, that's a long term, I know, but don't worry, it's actually quite simple. When I say 4 treble crochet cluster, again the treble term is the US term. So in the UK, that will be your double treble. Alright, so when I say 4 treble crochet cluster stitch, it's a cluster stitch, so it's incomplete, and we're going to work 4 trebles. That's it. Okay, so first, once you worked your single crochet stitch, you're going to do a chain of 5. Okay, so you're going to grab your yarn, pull through 1, chain 2, chain 3, chain 4 and chain 5. Okay, once you worked your chain 5, now you're going to start with the treble stitches. Okay, so you're going to start as you normally would. So you're going to yarn over twice, right? You're going to yarn over twice and then insert your hook into the center of your ring. Okay, you're going to go right there, grab your yarn, pull through. Okay, so you have 4 loops on the hook. All right, you're going to grab your yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, 3 loops on our hook. Going to grab your yarn, pull through the next 2 loops, 2 loops on our hook, right? And here we are going to stop because we are working cluster stitches. We want incomplete stitches, right? So you're going to stop right there. Okay, so we have 1 incomplete treble crochet here and 2 loops on our hook. This is your chain 5 that we worked. Okay, so just leave that there. This is your treble crochet incomplete stitch, the first one, and 2 chains on your hook, right? We're going to work 3 more of that. So you're going to yarn over twice. You've got this. You've got 2 loops on your hook like so. Go into the center of your ring, grab your yarn, pull through. Okay, 5 loops on our hook. You're gonna grab your yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, grab your yarn, pull through the next 2 loops. Okay, so we have 3 loops on our hook so far, 2 incomplete treble crochet stitches. You're gonna stop here, okay, and then work 2 more of your treble crochet. So you're gonna yarn over twice, go into that center space, grab your yarn, pull through, okay, grab your yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, grab your yarn, pull through the next 2 loops, and you're going to stop right there. Okay, so we have 4 loops on our hook, and we have our 3 incomplete treble crochet stitches. Okay, so you're going to work just 1 more. You've got this. So you've got to yarn twice, yarn over twice, okay, and then insert your hook into the center, grab your yarn, pull through. Alright, grab your yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, okay, and grab your yarn and pull through the next 2 loops. Okay, and you can stop right there. So we have 5 loops on our hook, 1 2 3 4 5, and we have our 4 incomplete treble crochet stitches, right? 1 2 3 4. Okay, so now we're ready to complete our treble crochet cluster. So now what you're going to do is yarn over like so. Make sure your crochet hook is facing down. Alright, and then make sure that you're holding your yarn here with good tension. Do not hold it too tight, okay? Just make sure that you don't hold it too loose, because you don't want this loop to unravel while you're pulling through, right? So you're going to yarn over, hold it with good tension, make sure your hook is facing down, and all you got to do is pull through all these 5 loops, okay? So you're just going to pull through all 5 loops like so. And that is your beautiful 4 treble crochet cluster, right? And then you're just going to chain 5 again. So 1 2 3 4 and 5, okay, and then you're going to work 1 single crochet into the center of your ring right here, okay, to complete this 1 petal. So 1 single crochet right there into the center of your ring like so. Okay, so now this is 1 petal. Okay, so we worked 5 chains, 4 treble crochet cluster stitch, and 5 chains. This is 1 petal that I showed you here, right? We have 4 petals here, 1 2 3 4. So this is what we are doing. Okay, so you're just going to repeat this 3 more times into the center of your ring. Okay, so I'll just show it to you once more. We worked 1 single crochet to end this one side of the petal, right? One side of the petal. So you're just going to continue. You're just going to chain 5. So yarn over, pull through 1 2 3 4 and 5, right? You're going to do 4 treble crochet clusters. You're going to yarn over twice like so. Go into that center space. Make sure you're holding a loose end. See how I'm holding my loose end along with the ring, okay? So once you yarn over twice, you're going to insert your hook into the center of your ring. Grab your yarn, pull through. You have 4 loops on your hook. You're going to grab your yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, 3 loops on the hook. Grab your yarn and pull through the next 2 loops. Now you have 2 loops on the hook. You're going to stop right there. Okay, you're going to yarn over twice again. Go into the center of your ring. Grab your yarn, pull through. Grab your yarn, pull through the first 2 loops. Grab your yarn, pull through the next 2 loops. You're going to stop right there. We have 3 loops on the hook, 2 treble crochet clusters. Okay, this is a chain 5, so don't count that. This is your treble crochet cluster. So 1 2 3 loops on your hook. You're going to do that twice more. You've got this. You yarn over twice. Okay, go into that center. Grab your yarn, pull through. Grab your yarn, pull through the first 2 loops. Grab your yarn, pull through the next 2 loops. You have 4 loops on your hook, 3 incomplete treble crochet stitches. 1 more. You've got this. You yarn over twice. Go into the center of your ring. Grab your yarn, pull through. Grab your yarn, pull through the first 2 loops. Grab your yarn, pull through the next 2 loops. Okay, so now we've almost done our cluster stitch. We have 1 2 3 4 treble crochets incomplete and 5 loops on our hook. 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, now you're going to just yarn over, make sure your hook is facing down, good tension on your yarn there, and you're just going to yarn over and pull through all the 5 loops. Okay, and then you're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, and then work 1 single crochet right into the center of your ring. 1 single crochet. Okay, so now we've done with 2 petals. Okay, so you're just going to continue the same thing twice more so that you get 4 petals, and I'll see you right there. Okay, so just do this twice more. Okay, the same thing. So you'd finished your 1 single crochet, you're going to chain 5, 4 treble crochet cluster, chain 5, come back 1 single crochet, and then once more. Okay, so make a total of 4 petals, and I'll see you at the end of row 1. So here basically I finished my 4th petal, right, the 4 treble crochet cluster stitch, and then I'm just going to do my chain 5 as normal. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, right? And then to finish off this row, all we're going to do is work a slip stitch into the top of the first single crochet we worked in row 1. So remember, when we were working the first petal, we worked 1 single crochet right at the beginning. Okay, so you're just going to work 1 slip stitch into the top of that stitch. So you're going to insert your hook, grab your yarn, pull through and pull through again. Okay, so that ends your row 1. So row 1 is complete. Okay, we've got our 4 petals, so we're done with row 1 and we can move on to row 2. So for row 2, what you're going to achieve is this shape. Okay, this is what we are trying to get at the end of row 2. Okay, so don't panic seeing this shape. It's actually quite easy. All we are doing is working on top of these petals that we worked in the first row. So if you see carefully here at the center, you'll be able to notice the first row. So this is 1 petal, 2nd petal, 3rd petal and 4th petal. Okay, so all we're doing in row 2 is working this sort of dome shape, sort of completing that 1 unit, okay, on all the 4 petals. That's it. Okay, so don't panic, we'll do it together. So let's start with row 2. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is chain 1, okay, and work 1 single crochet into the same stitch we just worked into. Okay, just going to work 1 single crochet like so. Okay, and then you're going to chain 2, 1 and 2. Okay, and then what you're going to do is identify the top of your petals. So if you see the first petal right here, we worked in the first row, you'll see this is your 4 treble crochet cluster, right? If you see carefully, all these treble crochet stitches are sort of pointing towards one particular stitch. They're all pointing towards one stitch space, right? This stitch space right here. So that is the top of this cluster. Okay, so you need, this is very important, you need to identify the top of your clusters. Okay, it's very easy, just follow the treble crochet stitches and you'll find your cluster, top of your cluster right there. Okay, so whatever stitches you're going to be working now into the, to make that dome shape for your row 2, right? We are trying to make this dome shape. So all these stitches that we are going to work, they're all going to go into the top of the cluster, top of this petal. Okay, so that stitch space is very important. You need to identify that. Okay, just follow your cluster stitches from your previous row. Just follow the stitch, you'll see that you'll find it right here. Okay, so you're going to be working 4 treble crochet stitches into that space. Okay, and in row 2, as I said previously, it will be all complete stitches, so we are not going to be working any cluster or incomplete stitches. In row 2, all the stitches will be complete stitches. Okay, we are not working incomplete. Okay, so we're going to work 4 treble crochet stitches into the top of this cluster. Okay, so for that you're going to yarn over twice like so, go into the top of that cluster like that, grab your yarn, pull through. We have 4 loops on the hook. You're going to grab your yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, 3 loops on our hook, grab your yarn, pull through the next 2 loops, 2 loops on our hook, grab your yarn and complete the stitch, go through both the loops. Okay, so we've got 1 treble crochet stitch, right? You're going to do that 3 times more. So you're going to yarn over twice, go into the top of that cluster stitch, grab your yarn, pull through, grab your yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, grab your yarn, pull through the next 2 loops, and grab your yarn, pull through the next 2 loops. So we got our second treble crochet, right? You're going to do that twice more. So yarn over twice, go into that top of the cluster, grab your yarn, pull through, grab your yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, grab your yarn, pull through the next 2 loops, grab your yarn, pull through the next 2 loops. So we've got our 3 treble crochets. You're going to do that once more. Okay, so that we get a total of 4 treble crochets into the top of that cluster stitch. Okay, once we've got our 4, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you're going to chain 1. All right, and we are going to do this again, the same thing again. Okay, so you're going to do 4 treble crochet stitches all again into that same space, into that top of the cluster. Okay, all into that same space. So you're going to yarn over twice, like so, go into that space, grab your yarn, pull through, grab your yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, grab your yarn, pull through the next 2 loops, grab your yarn, pull through the last 2 loops. Okay, so that's 1 treble crochet. You're going to do that 3 more times. So yarn over twice, go into that same space, the top of the cluster, grab your yarn, pull through, and complete your treble crochet. Okay, 2 treble crochets done. You're going to do that again. So yarn over twice, all into that same space. Okay, you're working all these stitches into the top of the cluster we spoke about, that same space. Okay, so here I've completed the 4 treble crochet stitches, all complete stitches into that same space, into the top of the cluster. You're going to chain 1, and you're going to do this once more. Okay, I know this might seem a little fiddly. Just push your stitches gently like this to have more space, and then you're just going to do this once more. You're going to do 4 treble crochets, complete stitches again into that same top of the cluster. Okay, to get that dome shape. Okay, just to complete that dome shape, you need the stitches here as well. So after you chain 1, you're going to yarn over twice, go again into that center of the, into the top of the cluster, grab your yarn, pull through, grab your yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, grab your yarn, pull through the next 2 loops, and grab your yarn, pull through the last 2 loops. Okay, so work again, total of 4 treble crochets all into that same space. Okay, so I've got 2 now, 2 more to go. You've got this. It can be a little fiddly, I know. Just work with me. Okay, don't give up, work with me, and pretty soon it gets easier, because now it's like, you know, we are cramping a lot of stitches into tiny spaces. So once your Bavarian square grows, it gets much easier, trust me. Okay, so here we finished that. We finished our 4 treble crochets. So now if you see, we've sort of got the dome shape. Yeah, we've done 3 sets of our 4 treble crochet stitches. That's all you're going to do. So we did 4 treble crochet, chain 1, 4 treble crochet, chain 1, 4 treble crochet, all into the top of that cluster. Yeah, makes sense? Okay. Now what you're going to do is work 1 single crochet into the top of the single crochet from the previous row. If you see carefully, here is your single crochet in between your 2 petals from the row 1, right? So you're just going to insert your hook on top of that stitch, grab your yarn, pull through. You've got 2 loops on your hook, grab your yarn and pull through both the loops. Okay, so we worked 1 single crochet, and now we are going to do the same thing onto this top of this cluster as well. We are going to work that dome shape that we did for this petal. Okay, so we are going to start with chain 2. So you're going to chain 2 and then work 4 treble crochets into the top of the cluster. So again, to identify the top of the cluster, you'll see that these are your stitches, right, from the previous row. All your treble crochets are sort of pointing towards that 1 stitch, right on top. So this is the stitch that we are going to work. Okay, so you're going to yarn over twice, go into that top of the cluster, grab your yarn, pull through. We have 4 loops on our hook. You're going to grab your yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, 3 loops on our hook, grab your yarn, pull through the next 2 loops, 2 loops on our hook, grab your yarn and pull through the last 2 loops. So that's 1 treble crochet. You're going to do 3 more of that into the top of the same cluster stitch. Okay, so you're just going to work 4 in total. Okay, 4 treble crochets. So that will be our first set. Okay, so 1 2 3, 1 more. Okay, so we have our 4 treble crochets into the top of this petal. Just pull your stitches gently like this towards the side so you have more space. Then you're going to chain 1 and repeat the same thing. So you're going to repeat that. So you're going to do another 4 treble crochet stitches into that same space, into that top of that cluster. Okay, we are trying to get the dome shape on top of each of these petals. So you're going to do the same thing. You're going to do 3 sets of 4 treble crochet and chain 1 on the top of each of your clusters from the previous row. Okay, so here I'm almost done with the second set. So there you go, I worked another 4 treble crochet stitches. You're going to chain 1 again and do 1 more set of 4 treble crochets all into the same space. Okay, so in total you have 4 treble crochet, chain 1, 4 treble crochet, chain 1 and another 4 treble crochet all into the same top of the cluster. Okay, it's okay, it can get a little fiddly, that's all right. It's just in this row that it gets so fiddly. Once you work your way up, it will be much easier. Okay, work with me, you've got this. So I'm almost done. 3 treble crochet and we're just going to work 1 more. Okay, so here I have done the second petal as well. So I've got my dome shape for the second petal, right? So this is how your project looks so far. You have your petal and you have your 4 treble crochet stitches, chain 1, 4 treble crochet stitches, chain 1 and another 4 treble crochet stitches. Okay, and then when you finish, you're just going to do 1 single crochet into the top of the single crochet from the previous row. So you're just going to insert your hook there, grab your yarn, pull through, grab your yarn and pull through both the loops. Okay, so you're just going to repeat the same thing on top of these 2 petals as well. So you're going to do the same thing. You're going to make the dome for these 2 petals as well, just as we did here. So you're going to chain 2, okay, 1, 2, and then identify the top of the cluster. As I told you, just follow the stitches and you'll see that they all point towards that particular stitch. So right here, if you see carefully, you'll see all your cluster stitches pointing towards the top of your cluster. So right there, that stitch space right there is the top of your cluster. Okay, this space. So you're going to work 4 treble crochet stitches into that space, chain 1, 4 treble crochet stitches, chain 1 and 4 treble crochet stitches. So 3 sets of 4 treble crochet stitches into that same space, and then you're done with this petal, and then do that again for this petal as well, and I'll meet you right there. Okay, so just repeat what we did in these 2 on these 2 petals on this side as well. Okay, so here basically I've reached till the end of row 2. I've reached my last petal. I've done my 3 sets of treble crochet stitches, right, like how we did for these 2 as well. So I've reached my end, and now to finish off row 2, all you're going to do is do a slip stitch into the first single crochet we made. So that's this one right here, the first single crochet we did when we started our row 2. Okay, so you're just going to make a slip stitch into the top of that stitch. So you're going to insert your hook at the top of that single crochet, grab your yarn, pull through and pull through again. Okay, so that right there ends your row 2. Okay, so your row 2 is complete, and now we'll be changing our color to our second color. Okay, so we will just be chaining 1. Okay, and then you can cut your yarn. I've already cut my yarn. You can leave a little bit of the yarn to sew in later, and then just cut off your yarn. And once you cut your yarn, you can just pull your hook through like this, and then you can tighten your nose. Okay, so that there completes your row 2. So now what we're going to do is we are just going to be working sewing this end right now. Okay, so that it doesn't get tangled when we are doing our row 3. So it's always better to sew in this loose end. So I'll just sew in my end and I'll be right back. So here I've just sewed in my ends of row 2, and now we'll be changing our color. So I'll be using this soft baby pink color as my second color. Okay, so once you get your yarn, now we'll be joining this color to this project that we made so far. So notice where we joined the color. This is going to be the place you're going to join the color for every row now. Okay, so whenever you're going to change your color, this is the same spot you're going to find and change your color. So notice where I changed the color. You can select whichever dome you like, this one or this one, it doesn't matter. You can select any one. For instance, I selected this one. Okay, so you're going to always change your color right between the first and the second set of treble crochets we did in row 2. So if you remember, this was our petal that we made in row 1, right? This was the petal, and then we started off row 2 to make the dome shape, right? We did one set of 4 treble crochets, chain 1, another set of 4 treble crochets, chain 1, and another set of 4 treble crochets, right? So you're always going to change the color between the first set of treble crochet and the second set of treble crochets you did in row 2. Okay, makes sense? So that's going to be right here. Okay, so right between the first set and the second set, so this corner space right here. All right, so you can change your color whichever way you prefer. I'll just show you the way that I like to do it for this project. So I just grab my color, the new yarn, like so, make a knot just to secure the yarn. Okay, just make a knot, simple knot. All right, and then I insert my hook into that space, grab my yarn, and then just do a chain 1. Okay, so now I've secured the yarn, okay, the second color yarn. All right, so now we are ready to begin our row 3. So before we start, I'll just show you what we are going to be trying to achieve in row 3. So this is how your end result will be after you do your row 3. So this is how it's going to be. Okay, so you're going to be working this yellow color stitch that you can see here, this yellow color yarn, that's our row 3. Okay, so this is how your row 2 will look like once you finish row 3. So you're getting that shape of the Bavarian square. Okay, it's starting to form. All right, so this is what we are trying to achieve. So this stitch that you can see here, okay, this is actually the back post stitch. Alright, so we'll be working back post cluster stitches in your row 3. Okay, don't panic hearing that. It's actually quite simple. Just the beginning part will be a little difficult just to understand what we are actually doing. Okay, so in row 3 we'll be working cluster stitches again, right? And we'll be doing back post stitches. All right, the main stitch is again the treble crochet stitch, so that's the same. So we are working treble crochet cluster back post. Okay, so I know it sounds it's a lot to digest, but it's actually quite simple. I'll just show you what I mean by all of that. Okay, so once you've changed your color, you're just gonna do this chain 1, right? And then you're gonna do 1 single crochet into that same space. Okay, the same space that you changed your yarn. So you're just gonna go back into that space, grab your yarn, pull through, so you have 2 loops on your hook. Grab your yarn and pull through both the loops. So we did 1 single crochet into that same space. Alright, once you did your 1 single crochet, now we'll be working into our first corner, so our first space right here. So we'll be working this stitch, this corner stitch. Okay, that's what we are going to achieve here. All right, this stitch. Okay, so we are just going to first chain 5. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, chain 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so we chained 5. Now we'll be working into this set of 4 treble crochets from the previous row. So remember the 4 treble crochets we did, right? The set between this chain 1 and between this chain 1. So this one right here, these 4 stitches. So that's who we are going to be working into. Okay. So once we did our chain 5, you're going to yarn over twice. Okay, we'll be working 4 treble crochet cluster back post. So when I say back post, it basically means that we'll be working in the gap spaces between the stitches rather than the stitch spaces on top. All right, if you want to review what a back post stitch is, I have a video tutorial on that. I will leave the link in the description box below, and I'll also leave the link right here on top. So if you want to review that and come back, that's fine as well. All right, so you're just going to yarn over twice like so. All right, and then okay, and then you're going to be working into the first treble crochet of this set, right? So this one right here. So what you're going to do is from the back, okay, so you're going to work from behind. It's a back post, so you work from behind, you come into the right gap space of that stitch and work towards the left gap space. So you're going to bring your hook like so. This is your left gap space, so you're going to insert your hook there. All right, so this is how it looks. All right, and then you're going to grab your yarn, pull through and pull through all the way till the back. Okay, so when you see, you'll have 4 loops on your hook. All right, you're gonna grab your yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, 3 loops on your hook. You're gonna grab your yarn, pull through the next 2 loops, 2 loops on our hook. You're gonna stop right here because we still want cluster stitches. So this is basically your treble crochet stitch, cluster, back post. Okay, all right, so we are going to do that thrice more. Okay, so we've got, so far we've got just 1 incomplete treble crochet back post stitch. Okay, so we have 2 loops here. So now we're going to continue. We're going to yarn over twice, do the same thing. So you're going to work from behind, you're going to come into the right gap space of that stitch we are working into. So this is the stitch we are working into, and then you're going to insert your hook into the left gap space of that stitch, grab your yarn, pull through all the way till the back. Okay, grab your yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, grab your yarn, pull through the next 2 loops. Okay, like so, and now you have 3 loops on the hook. Okay, and we have our 2 incomplete treble crochet back post stitches. Okay, so you're going to do that twice more for these 2 stitches as well. So you're going to yarn over twice, go from behind, come into the right gap space of that stitch you're working into, and go to the left gap space, grab your yarn, pull through all the way till the back. Okay, grab your yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, grab your yarn, pull through the next 2 loops. So now you have 4 loops on your hook. You're going to stop right here because we are working cluster stitches, right? So we have 4 loops on our hook, and we have our 3 incomplete treble crochet back post. Okay, this right here is your chain 5, so don't count that. All right, so this is 1, 2, 3 treble crochet incomplete. You're going to do 1 more, so yarn over twice. Okay, go behind again, work into the right gap space of the stitch you're working into, go towards the left gap space, grab your yarn, pull through all the way. All right, grab your yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, grab your yarn and pull through the next 2 loops. So now we've almost completed our cluster stitch. So we have 5 loops on our hook. Always before you pull through your cluster stitch all the way, count your stitches. Okay, so you have 5 loops on your hook, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have our 4 incomplete back post treble crochet stitches, 1 2 3 4. Right, so now we're ready to complete our cluster stitch. So you're just going to yarn over, make sure your hook side of your hook is facing down, good tension here, and then just pull through all the way. So that finishes your this cluster stitch. That's it. So the difference of row 3 from your row 1 is that we'll be working back post stitches as well, okay, along with the cluster. Okay, so now to finish, you're just going to chain 5 again. So 1 2 3 4 and 5. Right, and then we'll be working 1 single crochet into this space right here. Okay, so between this set of treble crochets and this set of treble crochets, right here you have a gap space. So you're going to work 1 single crochet right there. So you're going to insert your hook, grab your yarn, pull through. You have 2 loops on the hook. Grab your yarn and pull through both the loops. Alright, so this is our first stitch in row 3. Alright, so we got our corner. Now we'll be working our stitch, we'll be working the pattern in this triangular space here. Okay, so now what you're going to do is the same thing. You're going to chain 5. So 1 2 3 4 and 5. Okay, so now if you see, we are working into the center of your square. So if you see the one that I've done here, we just finished this set of stitch here. Okay, so now we will be working this triangular space right here. So we'll be trying to complete the unit here. Okay, so this is actually one stitch, one entire stitch together. Okay, so this is actually 2 sets of your 4 treble crochet cluster. Okay, 1 set here, 1 set here. We'll be working it together. All right, so this is what we're trying to achieve here. Okay, make sense? No? Okay, no problem, we'll work with it. So once you've chained 5, okay, now what you're going to do is do the same thing twice more. So what we did here, we're just going to achieve here and here. Okay, so you're going to be working here. We have our 4 treble crochet stitches from the previous row. So you're going to work the same thing we did here. We'll be working 4 treble crochet cluster back post. Okay, so yarn over twice. Right, go again behind your yarn like so. Go behind that particular stitch, go into the left gap space, grab your yarn, pull through and pull through. We have 4 loops on the hook. Okay, grab your yarn, pull through the first 2 loops. Okay, 3 loops on the hook. Grab your yarn, pull through the next 2 loops. 2 loops on the hook. Now you're going to stop right here. Okay, so that's 1 treble crochet stitch. Oh, this is my loose end popping out. Okay, just ignore that. Okay, and now we'll be working another one. So yarn over twice, go again behind that particular stitch. Okay, and then work the back post again. Okay, like so. Grab your yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, grab your yarn, pull through the next 2 loops, and now we have 3 loops on our hook, 2 incomplete treble crochet stitches, back post. Okay, we'll be working all the 4 of them, okay, on this set, just how we did it here. Okay, just ignore this loose end of mine, I'm sorry, it just popped out. So yarn over twice again, go behind your stitches, go to the right gap space. Now you're going to insert your hook to the left gap space, grab your yarn, pull through all the way, grab your yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, grab your yarn, pull through the next 2 loops. Okay, so now we have 4 loops on our hook and 3 incomplete crochet. Okay, 3 incomplete treble crochet stitches. And we have 1 more in this set, right? This one right here. So you're going to yarn over twice, go into that, go from behind, go into that gap space, work your way, do your back post. Okay, and then complete your treble crochet cluster. So yarn over twice and then yarn over twice. Okay, so now we have our 5 loops on our hook and 4 incomplete treble crochet stitches, right? 4 incomplete treble crochet back post, right? Okay, so now instead of yarning over and pulling through all this, we're going to do another set. So you're going to stop right here because this is the center of your square and you want to complete the unit here as well. So you'll be working the same thing again on this side as well. So in this dome shape, the first set of your treble crochet stitches, these 4 stitches, right? So you're going to work the same thing. So just don't do anything here, just stop here once you finished your last stitch here as well. Okay, and then you're just going to straight away continue the set here. Okay, so you're going to yarn over twice. All right, go from behind to that first treble crochet in this set. In the first set, insert your hook like so, grab your yarn, pull through and pull through. All right, grab your yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, grab your yarn, pull through the next 2 loops. Okay, you're going to just do the same thing. Okay, so you're basically working 2 sets together here. Okay, because this is the center of the square, so whenever you reach the middle part of your square, you're going to work it together. Okay, and the corners you're going to do it single. Make sense? Okay. So I'm just doing the same thing all the way here as well. So yarning over twice, going behind that particular stitch, doing a back post, just how we did so far. Okay. Okay, and then one more, yarning over twice, going behind the particular stitch. Okay. I know it looks crazy, but it'll be okay. Just don't give up. Okay, so here I've basically done with this part of our center of your Bavarian square. So here at the center we worked basically 2 sets together. So we have our 4 incomplete cluster treble crochet back post here, and we have our 4 here, right? So in total we'll have 4 plus 5, we'll have 9 loops on the hook. Okay, so just count your loops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So we have 9 loops on our hook, and we have our 4 incomplete back post treble crochet stitches here, and then we have our 4 incomplete back post treble crochet stitches here as well. Okay, sorry about that. It's a lot of terms, but you know, just do it once or twice and then it will get easier. Okay, so once you're done with that, we have basically done 8 treble crochet incomplete, so cluster stitches back post over here. So once you're done with that, you're just going to grab your yarn and pull through all these stitches. Okay, so all you're going to do is pull through all the stitches. Make sure that your hook was facing down, so it's much easier. So that's how you've done your center part. So we've got that shape that we want, remember? See? Okay, so now to just finish off this, you're just going to chain 5 again. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then again we'll be working 1 single crochet in between these 2 sets. So right here in this space, okay, after your treble crochet, this chain 1 space we did, we're just going to do 1 single crochet. Okay, so that finishes your center part. Okay, and now again in this corner we are going to do the same thing we did here. Okay, so I'll just show that to you again. So you're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, and then here again identify the treble crochet stitches you'll be working into. So these 4 right here, 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? So we'll be working 4 treble crochet back post cluster stitch here. All right, so once you chained 5, you're just going to yarn over twice, go from behind, come to the front, cover up that stitch, go to the left gap space of that stitch, grab your yarn, pull through all the way till the back. Okay, you've got 4 loops on your hook. You're going to grab your yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, 3 loops on your hook, grab your yarn, pull through the next 2 loops and 2 loops on your hook. Okay, you're going to yarn over twice, do the same thing. So go from behind, do your back post for that particular stitch, like so. Grab your yarn, pull through the first two, grab your yarn, pull through the next two, stop right there because we are working cluster stitches as well. Yarn over twice, repeat the same thing for the next 2 stitches. Okay, I know this might look like a lot, it looks confusing, but once you start doing it, then you'll understand it's not that much work. Okay, it's just the beginning parts that look scary. You know, when someone else does it, it looks scary, I know. But once you start trying it, give it a try. Okay, it's okay if you don't get it at first. Even I didn't get this at first. I did it a few times to understand what was actually going on. Okay, so here I've just finished this corner. Okay, so I've done my 4 incomplete treble crochet back post with 5 loops on my hook. So now, since this is the corner, this is how we did here, right? So we are just gonna finish this off. So yarn over and pull through all the 5 loops. Okay, and then we're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. All right, and do 1 single crochet right between these 2 sets. So in this space right here, in this gap space. Okay, in that chain 1 space we made, so we're just going to do 1 single crochet, and then again we reach the center. So again we are going to do the same thing that we did here. Okay, our 8 treble crochet cluster back post. Okay, so I'll just show it to you again in case you didn't get it right. Okay, so after you do your 1 single crochet, you're just going to chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, and you're just going to work the same thing. So you're going to yarn over twice, go from behind. Okay, go behind that stitch, work a back post like so. Okay, cluster, so incomplete, so stop right there. 2 loops on our hook, right? We're working back posts, so yarn over twice, go from behind. Okay, like so. Okay, so we worked our second incomplete treble crochet back post as well. Do the same thing for the next 2 in that set, and then when you're finished with that set, you're just going to jump right into the next unit. Okay, so we've done 3 so far, 1 more here. It's difficult to film this because you have so many stitches to work. Just gonna grab some of my yarn. Okay, so here I've just done 1 part of it. So I've done my 4 treble crochet, okay, back posts, 5 loops on my hook. So straight away you're going to yarn over twice again and work into the next set of 4. So these 4 treble crochets here, okay, are first in this dome. Okay, so you're just going to work back posts again. Remember, all these stitches are back posts. Okay, you're not working into the stitch spaces, rather you're working into the gap spaces. I have a more detailed tutorial on this back post stitch. If it's not quite clear in this video, I think I would suggest you to check that video out because it'll give you a more detailed idea as to what I'm doing here. Okay, so yarn over twice, go between the gap spaces from the right gap space to the left gap space, just working the same thing, working another 4 incomplete treble back post cluster stitches. So in total we have 8 here, right? Because we worked 4 from one group, so 4 from here and then 4 from here, so we got our 8. Okay, so I'm done here. Okay, so we have our 8 treble crochet back post and you have 9 loops on your hook. So now you're ready to pull through. So you're going to yarn over and pull through all of them. So make sure again that your hook side of your hook is facing down, good tension here on your yarn, and then it's much easier to pull through. Okay, so there you go, and then you're just going to chain 5 again, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then work 1 single crochet in the space between these 2 sets. Okay, so work 1 single crochet right there. Okay, so basically I've done 2 sides of our square. I started from here, did 1 set, then 2 set, 1 set, 2 sets. So you're just going to continue the same thing all the way till here, and I'll meet you right here. Okay, so you're just going to do the same thing at the corner here. Again, you're going to work 1 set, then you're going to work 2 sets together, then 1 set and 2 set together. Okay, so don't panic, just do the same thing we did. Once we finish your 1 single crochet, you're going to chain 5, do 1 set of the stitches like we did in the corner, and then in the middle you're just going to work 2 sets together. Okay, work your way till the end, and I'll meet you right here. So here basically I worked all the way till the end. So this is my last set of stitches in row 3. We did our 2 sets together, right? So our 8 treble crochet cluster back post stitch. Okay, and then I just chained 5 like normal. Okay, chain 5, and now to finish off our row 3, all you're going to do is slip stitch into the first single crochet that we worked here. Okay, so this 1 single crochet we worked at the beginning, you're just going to insert your hook at the top of that stitch. All right, grab your yarn, pull through and pull through again. So we basically are working a slip stitch there. Okay, and that completes our row 3. So we've got the shape that we wanted. Okay, so we finished our row 3. Okay, so good job if you followed me till here. Now the pattern gets really simple, and this is going to be repetitive. So the next row is our row 4. So for row 4, what we're trying to achieve is this shape. So this is what we are trying to achieve in row 4. Okay, so we finished our row 3, and now we are working on that dome shape we worked. Okay, the same thing we worked in row 2 if you remember. Okay, so we are trying to achieve this shape in row 4. All right, make sense? Okay, so let's continue. So once we slip stitch and finish row 3, the next thing you're going to do is chain 1. Okay, and work another single crochet into that same stitch. So after you chain 1, you're going to go back into that same stitch. Okay, grab your yarn, pull through. Okay, you have 2 loops on the hook. You're going to grab your yarn and pull through both the loops. So we worked 1 single crochet there. All right, and now what you're going to do, you're going to be working into the top of your clusters, okay, from the previous row. So here, remember, this was our 4 treble crochet cluster stitch that we worked. So I told you already how to identify your top of the cluster stitch. So it's going to be this stitch space right here. See how your clusters are sort of helping you out and pointing towards that stitch space. Okay, so I'll just insert my hook there so that it's clear. So see, all your stitches here are pointing towards this space right here. So this will be your top of the cluster. Okay, this space right here. All right, so you're going to be working all your stitches for your dome shape. You're trying to get that dome shape we spoke about, right? The same space, this shape. So we are going to achieve this shape over here, and for that we are going to be working all the stitches into the center of your cluster from the previous row. All right, so after your single crochet, all you're going to do is work 4 treble crochet stitches into that center of into the top of the cluster. All right, so you're going to yarn over twice, and again this row 4, it's going to be complete stitches. Okay, just how we worked in row 2. So all the stitches in row 4 are going to be complete. So no more back post, no more cluster stitches. Okay, in this row all are complete treble crochet stitches. Okay, so you're going to yarn over twice, go into that top of the cluster, grab your yarn, pull through. We have 4 loops on our hook. You're going to grab your yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, 3 loops on our hook, grab your yarn, pull through the next 2 loops, 2 loops on our hook, grab your yarn and pull through all the loops. Okay, so we've completed our 1 treble crochet. You're going to do 3 more. So yarn over twice, go into the top of the cluster, 4 loops on our hook. Okay, you're going to complete your treble crochet. So that's our 2nd treble crochet. You're going to work 2 more into the same top of the cluster. Okay, so it's similar to our row 2 that we did. So here I finished my 4 complete treble crochet stitches. Okay, so 1 2 3 4. You're going to chain 1. We want that dome shape here. Okay, so we need to do this twice more. So again, just as we did our row 2, we are going to do another set of 4 treble crochet, chain 1, and another set of 4 treble crochet. So all together we'll have 3 sets. Alright, so after we finish this set of 4 treble crochet, chain 1 and do another set of 4 treble crochet all into that same stitch space. Okay, all into the top of that cluster. Okay, so you're going to yarn over twice, go into that same space and work another set of 4 treble crochet cluster. This is my second. Third, okay, and one more. So here you have 4 treble crochets again. Okay, so 4 treble crochet stitches. Okay, and then again you're going to chain 1 and then work 1 more, okay, to complete that dome shape. So we did 2 sets so far. You're going to do 1 more and complete that dome shape for this cluster. Okay, for the cluster we did in the previous row. So yarn over twice, go into the top of that stitch, again the top of the cluster stitch from the previous row, and work another 4 treble crochet stitches, complete treble crochet stitches. Alright, it's quite similar to row 2, right? So I've done 2 treble crochets, so 2 more to go. Okay, so here I've done another set of 4 treble crochet. Okay, so we finished our dome here, right? So now we'll have to go into the top of that. Remember that single crochet we did? Okay, here the single crochet from the previous row. So you're just going to insert your hook right at the top of that single crochet. Okay, so right there at the top of that single crochet, and do 1 single crochet again. Okay, so 2 loops, grab your yarn and pull through both the loops. So we just worked, once we finished our 3 sets of treble crochet, 3 sets of 4 treble crochet, right? We did our 3 sets. We finished this dome shape, and then we work 1 single crochet on top of the single crochet from the previous row. Okay, and now we're going to work our dome shape for the middle stitch. So the stitch here we worked right together. Remember this long stitch we worked, the 8 treble crochet cluster back post, right? So we are going to be working again here at the center. So we're going to identify the center of your cluster. So that's going to be right here in the center. So this stitch space right here. Okay, so we are going to be working 4 treble crochets again here. Okay, so once you finished your single crochet, you're going to again yarn over twice. Okay, sorry, yarn over twice. Okay, go into that center of your cluster stitch, grab your yarn, pull through, and then work again 4 treble crochets. Okay, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so we did 1 part. Okay, so this is 4 treble crochet. Now you can see that you need to do 1 more to sort of complete that shape. Okay, so the only difference between the sides and the corner is that in the corner we did 3 sets of our 4 treble crochet stitches, and in the center of your square right at the side you're going to do just 2 sets. Okay, so after you do your 4 treble crochet, you're going to chain 1, all right, and do another 4 all into that same space. Okay, so remember we are working all into that center space, okay, into the top of the cluster stitches from the previous row. Okay, so you're going to yarn over twice, go into that same space, grab your yarn, pull through 4 loops on your hook, grab your yarn, pull through the first 2, grab your yarn, pull through the next 2, grab your yarn, pull through the last 2. Okay, so that's 1 treble crochet. you're going to work again 3 more into that same space. So the only difference between the sides and the corners is that in the side you're doing just 2 sets, whereas in the corner we did 3 sets to get that dome shape. Okay, so there you go, we finished here. So see how the stitch is completed, see how the shape is coming. So we just did 2 sets here and a chain 1 in between. Okay, so once you're done with that, with our last stitch, we're just going to go again to the top of that single crochet we worked in the previous row and work another single crochet. Okay, that's it. And now again we've reached the next corner, right? We worked one corner, we reached the sides, now we reach the other corner. So again here we are going to do that dome shape. So since we have only one here, one set done, we have to do 3 more sets. Okay, so I'll just show that to you again. You're going to yarn over twice, identify the top of the cluster. So as you can see, your stitches are sort of showing you the way there. That is your stitch space, okay, that you're going to be working. So just follow your stitches and you'll be able to identify the top of the cluster. So you're just going to insert your hook right there. Okay, okay, grab your yarn, pull through and complete your treble crochet. Gonna do 4, so total of 4, so another 3 more for me. So that's 2 done, 2 more. So see, it's not that bad, right? This is kind of repetitive. It's just the beginning which looks scary. Okay, so here I've done my 1 set. I'm going to chain 1 and do another set. So yarn over twice, go again into the top of that cluster stitch, do another 4 treble crochet. Okay, so another set. So in the corners you do 3 sets and at the sides you do 2 sets. That's all you need to do in this row. Okay, so just work your sets of 4 treble crochet. 3, 1 more. So here I've done my second set of 4 treble crochet, right? This was your cluster stitch. At the corner I worked 1 set, chain 1, another set, chain 1, and then 1 more set to complete this square. Okay, to complete this square I need to do 1 more set here. So do another set of 4 treble crochets all into that top of the cluster. 1, 2, 3, right, and 1 more, 4. So here I finished my second dome, right? See how it's showing. So I have my 3 sets of 4 treble crochets. In between we have a chain 1, so I'm done with this corner as well. So I'm going to be working 1 single crochet now into the top of the single crochet from the previous row. So just insert your hook there, grab your yarn, pull through, 2 loops on your hook, grab your yarn, pull through both the loops, 1 single crochet done. And now again we're going to work into this side. So we've already done 2 parts of our square, right? So you're going to get this dome shape here. For that all you got to do is 2 sets. Okay, so at the corners we worked 3 sets and on the sides we're going to work just 2 sets of our 4 treble crochet. Okay, so I'll just show that to you again. So yarn over twice, identify the top of your cluster, so that's right here. Okay, right in between these 2 clusters, this one right here, insert your hook right there and complete your treble crochet. Sorry. Okay, it's not that bad, right? Okay, 3 and one more. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 treble crochets done. You're going to chain 1 and do another 4 treble crochets all into that same space. Okay, all into that same stitch space. Going to do another 4. So that completes our side again. Okay, the side of your square. So 2 treble crochet done, doing 2 more. 1 and 2. So there I finished my other side as well. So I'm getting that shape. See how the shape is forming? Okay, so this is our side done here again. Okay, and then again you're just going to do 1 single crochet at the top of the single crochet from the previous row, and you're going to continue all your way till the end. So you're going to repeat the same thing that we did so far. Okay, so at the corners of the square, okay, you're going to do 3 sets of our 4 treble crochet, and at the side, at the centers here, you're going to do just 2 sets to complete that dome shape, and I'll meet you right here. Okay, so just continue all the way till here and I'll meet you there. Okay, here basically I've reached the end of row 4. I finished my last set. Okay, and then to finish off your row 4, all you're going to do is do a slip stitch into the first single crochet we made at the beginning of row 4. Okay, so that's this one right here. So all you're going to do is insert your hook at the top of that stitch, grab your yarn, pull through and pull through again. Okay, so that ends your row 4. Now technically we'll be changing our color here, so all you're going to do is do what, chain 1. Okay, do 1 chain. All right, and then cut off your yarn. So I've already cut my yarn, so leave a little bit of your yarn, cut your yarn, and then all you're going to do is pull your hook through like so, and then tighten your nose. Okay, so that ends your row 4. So row 4 is now complete. So here basically we finished with our row 4. Okay, so now what you're going to do, you're just going to be repeating row 3 and row 4 again and again till you get the size that you need for your project. Okay, so that's the basic pattern. I hope this tutorial was easy to follow. Please leave your doubts or suggestions in the comment box below, and I would love to hear from you guys. Like this video if you could follow, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day ahead, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.